How's it going, fellas? Today I'm going to tell you the story of the time in 5th grade when this guy came up to me and he told me that one of his buddies needed to talk with me. And I was convinced at the time that, that was the end of the road for me, that my time had officially come. All right, I don't want to spoil too much right off the bat, so make sure you drop a like in the video right now to claim your very own free nothing. And with that being said, let's hop right into it. So this all takes place back in the 7th grade, and so basically it was about midway through the year, and there was this girl in my class, I was pretty interested in, and I was trying to, secure something, right? I was doing my best. However, there's another guy in my class who was also interested in the same girl. Oh no, issues, conflict. So let me assign some names. We're gonna call the girl, what should I say? We're gonna call the girl Roxanne because I don't know a single Roxanne. We're gonna call the guy Jeff because Jeff. So Jeff and I never really had any beef, and we didn't really have beef during this time as well. We were just kind of like both mutually aware that we were both, trying to get the attention of Roxanne, right? We're both trying to talk her up, both trying to, in a sense, it was like direct competition. And while we never really like talked to each other about it, and we never really, there wasn't any like obvious tension that at least I was aware of, but at least we were aware that we were both, trying to, get on the good side of Roxanne, if you know what I mean. But basically, in about a couple weeks, it was going to be some Valentine's dance, right? And that was kind of like, that was the big thing for us back in 7th grade. That was the big crown jewel, and that was kind of the thing that was like, we were either going to make it or break it by the time we get there. So pressure was kind of on leading up to that dance. I remember actually, funny enough, this was kind of stupid, but I wasn't the smartest guy back then. Basically, I remember that I was basically looking down a hallway and I saw Jeff and Roxanne talking, and I was like so angry for some reason that I like punched the door. And I genuinely thought I broke my hand. I genuinely hit it that hard, just being like, oh no, she's talking to someone else. In retrospect, a huge overreaction, a pretty loser behavior right there. But anyways, that's kind of like how I was feeling, right? I was like competitive. I was like, oh no, man. Like, I'm slipping up. So, I'm talking to this girl. He's talking to this girl. I'm not, okay, when I say I'm talking to and he's talking to, we're both not the smoothest gentlemen, especially in the 4th grade, right? So we would talk to her not super frequently. We would do our best. But and obviously, he wasn't really strong competition. However, I wasn't strong competition for him. So therefore, we were matched neck and neck. Alright, so the 2 weeks or so go by and it's officially the day. I think it's like February 12th or something. I don't know if it's exactly like the 14th, because the 14th might have been on like a weekend or something, but it was the day of the Valentine's dance, whether that be on the right day or not. And I was over at a friend's house beforehand because like, the party or the dance, it was like a school regulated dance. It was definitely not what one would call a party, but I was over at my friend's house. I think the thing was starting at 7 or something, so I was over there for like dinner and with some of the other guys, and we're getting hyped up. They were hyping me up. We're going over the game plan. Like this, I was ready to roll. Right. But we were also aware that, Jeff was on top of this too. Like Jeff was thinking about this as well. I definitely wasn't the only one who was like in this mindset thinking about this. Like I was definitely not the only one here. And, they were like, hey man, it might be stiff competition, but you just got to try. You just got to go out there. You just got to try it. So I don't know what the case was for you guys, but at least in my middle school, when we had dances, it was basically like a bunch of pop songs, and then spread throughout, there would be these slow songs, and basically the slow songs, Jesus. So basically the slow dance songs were where it was at, because that was kind of like your one opportunity to have like close contact with a girl. Dude, it was 7th grade, don't judge me, that was like cool. But basically the slow songs would be the big deal, and there would probably be like, I don't know, 3, maybe 4 throughout the entire 2 hours that it ran. So like you really didn't have a lot of opportunities, right? So me and the guys eventually get over there, and we're just, we eventually get over to the dance floor. No guy starts dancing because I think as men, or as any men viewing this video, we all have a shared experience of just being pretty bad at dancing, and we all have the same kind of awkward man dance. I think you guys know what it is. It's like the same kind of like shake or movement to literally every song that you do because you don't know how to dance. And yes, I also experienced that. So in the beginning, it was just a bunch of guys just standing there, and it was just like a bunch of, like there was a huge gender divide, like right away with every school dance, every middle school dance. I bet you guys can relate, but all the guys were just standing there, just hanging out, just not doing anything, and all the girls were, having a party or whatever. It'd be like that sometimes. So while it stays pretty awkward, eventually some of the guys do, we start dancing a little bit. We get, more into it. However, dude, I am nervous because I don't know, like every single time a song is about to end, I kind of tense up a little bit because I don't know if the next song's about to be one of the 3 or 4 super coveted slow dance songs that only happen once in a while. Like those were a really big deal. Right, so I'm just kind of dancing, I'm just kind of chilling, and then I hear it. I hear the music, I heard like the beginning of the song, and I could just tell instantly by the tempo that I was like, oh my God, okay, this is it, this is the first one. So I quickly look around the dance floor to see like, where she is. I forgot her name, what? Right. Roxanne, that's her name, or the name I just gave her. So I'm looking for Roxanne, and I also kind of like glance over at Jeff, and he kind of seems to be doing the same thing. So I'm like, okay, well, when I see her, I gotta dash. I gotta get there fast. And the thing was, we're looking around, and the slow dance song ends after like 3 minutes. And I kind of realized that she's not on the dance floor, bro. And then after like a couple pop songs later, she comes back with some of her friends. I don't know why, but girls tend to go to the bathroom in groups. I don't know what you guys are doing in there. Actually, on second thought, do not tell me. I do not want to know. However, that's kind of irrelevant to the story. So basically, I'm a little like, okay, why did you leave on one of the 3 or 4 slow songs? I'm like, that's fine. Just one less opportunity. And to be fair, it was probably good for me because I think I was going to chicken out because I have a tendency to do that in all situations in general. So there was a pretty good shot. I was just kind of was going to just chicken out of the whole thing. So it kind of worked in my favor, but the songs keep going, and eventually though, I'm just kind of like, I'm hanging out with my friends. I'm a bit looser now. I've loosened up a little bit. I'm feeling a bit more relaxed. And then I hear it again, the kind of like the change and shift. And dude, I don't know how to say it. I fumble. I literally just freeze. I don't do anything. However, Jeff is also chickening out. We're both chickening out. Roxanne is literally standing there, just waiting for someone to slow dance with her, and no one does. So after like 30 seconds into the song, Roxanne's friends realize, because they're aware of what's going on, right? They realize that we're both not doing it. So eventually one of her friends just was like, yeah, screw it, I'll slow dance with you. Just make sure you're not on the dance floor alone. So we're like, oh no! So eventually I actually head over to my friend he's not running the thing, but he's running the music selection. And I ask him, how many slow songs are there? He says 3 total. So basically what that means is that the 2 before have been used up. 1 when she went to the bathroom, 2 when Jeff and I we're just not doing it, right? So now I know I have 1 more. And the thing about slow songs is, for the most part, at least at my school, you had 1 person per slow song. You didn't kind of like trade off, right? You went up to someone, you asked to slow dance, and you just did it for the whole song. On rare occasions, did someone break up someone in the middle of a slow dance, but normally it was because, maybe someone else was a placeholder, or for various reasons, or they were just feeling extra ruthless and brave that day. But for the most part, basically, this is it. This is the last one, and it's either Jeff or it's me. If there's no both, hopefully there's no neither. Spoiler, there is no neither. That'd be pretty sad. Anyway, so I'm a little nervous, but I'm just dancing, having a good time. And then I hear it again, and I know it's for the final time. It is a slow dance. It's going. It's a slow song. And without hesitation, I go for it. I know where Roxanne was because I kind of had a sense of where she was in the room because I was a little nervous. I knew I had to kind of like go for it. I knew where she was, and I just went for it. Jeff stuttered. He didn't like actually say anything. He didn't like literally stutter, but he stuttered in his movement. He took a second. He paused for a second. And that pause, that little stutter held him back. That's the reason I got in there first. It would have been mad awkward if we both went up to her, but at the same time, I went in, he stood back, he froze, and I got the slow dance. And that was it. So the slow dance is done. It was great, having a good time. I'm in probably like the best mood I've been in for a while, right? I'm hanging with my friends. I'm like, I slow dance with a girl. That was big dude, that was big in 7th grade. Don't go in the comment section like, it's actually not to impress. Shut up. It was cool at the time, and it was super swag and epic and whatever I would have said, some lame adjectives back then, but whatever. Right, so I'm having a really good time. And then one of Jeff's friends come up to me, and he's like, yo, Jeff wants to talk to you. And I was like, oh. So I was kind of frozen for a second because I'm like, that's it. I'm getting beaten up. This is the time. I've never been actually attacked in school before, or not attacked, but like I've never been in a fight before in school. But I guess this is it. My strategy is cry. Just in general, and just for real for a second, my advice is never get into confrontations, especially while you're at school. It will never be worth it, in my opinion. Just try and de-escalate. I don't care if the other person's being annoying or they said something offensive. De-escalate it. Trust me, it is not worth it. But now back to the story. So I was walking back to the locker room where Jeff was, and I was just kind of prepared for, like, I had no idea what was going to happen, but I was expecting it was going to be pretty bad. I was expecting it was not going to be good at all. I think I'm going to title this something like "He Almost Ruined His Life" or something, because those titles seem to work. But the thing is, also, if you got in a fight at my school, you would have been kicked out, like, no question about it, gone. And then that would have just been like, that would have been a real struggle. So, like, I was thinking to myself, like, wow, he's really just going to shuffle up his life, bro. He's really just going to make things mad difficult for himself over a girl, bro. Like, I was like, wow, I really did something here, right? So I get into the locker room, and I'm just like, okay, whatever happens is whatever happens. And he says, hey, I saw you were dancing with Roxanne. I was like, oh, no. So I kind of just look at him and kind of smile, and not like in a weird way, but, well, I mean, it was kind of in a weird way, but not in like a haha way, but as a haha, what's going to happen next kind of way, right? And he was like, hey, man, congrats. Like, that's good for you. And that's it. And then he left. And nothing malicious, no like sarcasm. He was just like, hey, good stuff, like good work. Because we kind of both knew each other, were going for something, and he just was kind of just being like showing his respect for me going in first and getting it done. And I was like, oh, okay. So that wasn't actually anything. That was fine. Let me just say, the way that was like his friend said, hey, Jeff wants to talk to you. That did not seem like Jeff wanted to say something like positive, bro. Like the way the situation was happening, just Jeff and his friend basically leading me into a locker room, kind of away from anyone else. That's not what I expected, but I was happy with that, bro. Fellas, on screen right now are 4 videos. Please click one of them. I'll love you forever, bro. Also, as you'll see, probably one of the 4 videos is a story time playlist. If you want to catch up on all my stories or you have nothing better to do, click on that and go ahead and watch. And obviously, if you haven't already subscribed with notifications on, I post like 1 to 2 times per day. So make sure those noties are on. And with that being said, bye.